Very smart.
Ooh, still tagging Tosk.
Why don't let his hang in there? Maybe by a vertical.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fight Night number 6 in the International Boxing Sim Federation. We have a fantastic lineup for you tonight, opening with our Golden Gloves middleweight fight between Jalen Williams and Trayvon Black. This will be the first fight where clubs are represented. We have Austin Sanders versus Smokey Woods, Jeremy Harrison versus Homer Jackson for the Pro Middleweight Championship. Then the Pro Welterweight fight between C.D. Pops and Haas Carter. Closing it out with the Pro Welterweight Championship, Nico Dennis versus Sugar Ray Diamond. Let's get right into it. This is Bobby Black with my partner Smokey Woods.
What's up, guys? It's going to be a great night tonight.
We did leave out one fight. We have Marthius Kevlio versus Donovan Allen for our main event. I apologize. That was on a different graphic than the others.
Man, I'm excited for this fight. It's going to be the first time we see Jalen Williams fight, correct?
I believe Jalen Williams may have had a fight last week. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. And it's definitely the first time we're seeing Trayvon Black. And
All right,
it's the
it might
first
have
time
been
clubs are
Trayvon.
being represented. I think that's the big headliner for tonight. We'll be handing out points at the conclusion of this fight night to the team who brings home the most points for their club. So a lot at stake tonight, more than we've ever had.
And I'm very excited to see how this plays out with the brand new clubs being added.
100%. Myself and Smokey Woods both a part of Black Crown Boxing Club. But
Yes, sir.
there are 4 clubs being represented in tonight's fights. Starting off with Sugar Kings Boxing very own Jalen Williams taking on Martinez Minkham's Academy's Trayvon Black. My apologies, guys. I'll get those down a little better as we go on.
It's going to be an exciting fight, man.
Absolutely. This is a division that's relatively new, and I don't know exactly what to expect, but we do know that these guys are going to give us a great undercard.
And we see Trayvon already, just with the standoff, has an amazing reach difference.
Definitely going to be impactful in tonight's fight.
And guys, I just want to say again, it would be awesome for everybody to follow the Twitch channel. We're trying to get to the Twitch affiliate. So if everybody could follow the channel, that would be amazing. But early off, we really just see the two fighters trying to feel each other up. I haven't really seen too many punches thrown yet.
No, not a lot of punches landing anyway. Both guys, as you said, just kind of feeling each other out. These are 2 guys who don't know too much about each other, and just not a big sample size that we've seen from either of them, and they are going in cautious.
And you can see Trayvon really trying to take advantage of his reach, throwing a lot of jabs early on.
Yeah, and we'll see if that ends up being the advantage that we were thinking maybe it was before the fight, but neither fighter really throwing. Ooh, there we go. We see Jalen Williams getting in there a little bit heavier.
I
He
was
can get
about to say,
inside.
if Jalen can slip those punches and get inside, work the body, get the couple shots to the head, he can maybe switch it around on him.
Absolutely. If you're Trayvon Black, you have to keep this out in front of you. You cannot let Jalen Williams be slipping those punches and getting inside.
I do got to say, though, for a bigger guy, Trayvon does have some pretty decent head movement.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not looking slow at all. Both guys very agile, as might end up being, who can resist more damage.
Jalen is landing a couple shots, so sticking
he
and
is.
moving.
Trayvon almost
It's
looks like he's trying to
in
get inside, but that's not the advantage that he's looking for.
not at all. And a nice 2-piece by Jalen. And that's the
As
end of
the
the
bell
first
sounds
round.
on round 1, what did you see there, Smokey?
I mean, at the beginning, Trayvon seemed like he was trying to use his range to his advantage, but at the end, he was trying to play too close, and that started to backfire on him. Jalen started to land a lot more shots towards the end there. So I want to see if he goes back to trying to keep his range in this next round, or if he keeps trying to get in close.
I think you're absolutely right. You can see his team in his ear kind of probably telling him sort of the same thing. You can see neither fighter really took a whole lot of damage.
I mean, I don't think there was really a whole lot of punches thrown compared to a lot of the other first rounds in the IBSF.
Yep, that's right. And just a reminder, me and Mr. Bobby Bangers will be going live at 3 Central tomorrow for the 3rd edition of the Bobcast. Please join us on Twitch.
Very excited for that. And here
Yep,
we
we'll
go
be
into the
breaking down
second
all this
round.
action.
Again, starting off pretty cautious, but now they're starting to throw some punches. Trayvon landing a good 3-piece combo. And then they went right back to just kind of standing there.
Trayvon definitely trying to keep this pretty wide. He's backing up pretty intentionally here.
Now, if Jalen can control the ring and make him back up into a corner when he's trying to keep his range, he could get the momentum swinging in his direction, but he's backing up too much.
I think you're right. And now Trayvon landing a couple of key punches. Those are going to hurt when this
That was
bell
a nice
sounds.
uppercut to the head.
Jalen's guard has been on point all night, but if that starts to get let down, he might be taking some unnecessary shots to the head.
You're not wrong, but Jalen putting a nice little body counter in there.
Absolutely not going to go down without a fight tonight. He's all right. He's taking that role as the scrappy underdog here.
I will say, though, these are two of the more patient fighters we have seen. Normally, it's punches being thrown left and right, but these guys are actually trying to feel each other out and see what style they need to use to win.
Absolutely. Hopefully we can get CD Pops in chat here to give us his round-by-round scoring. What did you end up having for that first round?
I think I'd honestly score it 10-10. I don't think anybody really took a advantage or disadvantage. I feel like Trayvon kind of controlled the first half, but Jalen took the second, so I don't really feel like anybody was up there.
And as we come to a close in our second round, I feel like you can't say anything too different. Neither fighter really seemed to have an edge. Maybe Trayvon Black, but every time Trayvon landed a punch, it seemed like Jalen got in for one of his own.
And it seems like every time there would be a couple combos thrown, they would just back up and stand there for a minute trying to feel each other out again. Seems like these two might not have the best stamina. That, or they are just very patient.
Yep, either way, not a ton of aggression tonight. Be interested to see how that plays out for these guys. And I know Mr. Bobby Bangers, who, like I said, will be on that podcast, and then Martinez, Valente Martinez for Martinez Mingham's Academy. I know those guys are both watching this fight very intently. Their draft picks competing tonight.
I do got to say, if either of their fighters could come out the corner more aggressive and just start putting the pressure on the other guy, they could start getting momentum.
100%. And I know those owners would feel a little relief from seeing one of their guys kind of lose those nerves a bit.
We see a nice 2 straights landed by Trayvon.
Ooh.
Trayvon with a nice jab, but got hit straight back, but then dazes Jalen. And then he puts him down.
Goes Jalen Williams. Okay.
Trayvon with a nice combo there. And
So good.
CD
I think
Pops
so.
with his round analysis, he thinks that they are at a 19-19 tie after round 2.
It's hard to disagree, although that score will certainly change with that knockdown by Trayvon Black.
100%. And you can see Trayvon getting a little more aggressive into the round, not wanting to play as much with range and actually trying to throw some punches. A nice 3-piece combo right there.
You're absolutely right. I think that that knockdown might have been what he needed to come out of his shell just a little bit. It's his first fight in the IBSF, and there are nerves that come with that, but that'll definitely calm you down.
And you can see Jalen trying to throw a couple shots, but as soon as he starts getting some thrown back at him and shows up again, I think he might be kind of scared after that knockdown.
Understandably, Trayvon Black is not a guy I'd like to get hit in the head by.
No, thank you. That is a big boy. Ooh, a nice counter jab by Trayvon, but he gets hit right back.
You can see this length disadvantage kind of working on Jalen Williams. You saw it there. He tried for a couple hooks and just couldn't reach Trayvon.
Yeah, while Trayvon was hitting him straight back with hooks, you can tell the reach difference is definitely taking a toll. After that
So we
round,
come
I
to
would
round
have to
3.
say Trayvon's probably up by 2. I'd rank that last round 10-8 in Trayvon's favor after that knockdown.
I'd agree, maybe even 10-7. And this is not exactly what we were expecting to see, I don't think. I'd like to bring us back to the draft for a second, if we could. Trayvon Black was selected third to last in the 7th round by Martinez Minkham's Academy, whereas Jalen Williams was taken in round 3 by Sugar Kings Boxing. So, I
Man,
know that we were not, did not have a ton of fighting to go off of for a lot of these fighters, and that was pretty prevalent in the draft. But if we see an upset of this caliber, I think that would be a huge win for Martinez Minkham's Academy.
100%. Getting a round 7 guy that can beat someone from round 3, that would for sure be a big win for their team.
Absolutely. And Pops gives his scoring in chat. He agrees with you, Smokey. 29-27 Black after that round.
I definitely like CD's scores. He is very great with them. But as you can see with the start of round 4, it's been pretty slow. But here we see Trayvon coming out with some body blows. Weaves a hook by Jalen. Oh, but then he gets dazed. Is Jalen going to turn it around right here? And he puts down Trayvon with a nice left hook.
How about that? So Trayvon Black also stands relatively easily, but I think he may have come into this round maybe a little overconfident, a little bit too conservative.
I definitely think so, because as soon as he started throwing punches, he wasn't too worried about his range anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was only up 2 points going in. This was by no means his fight going into round 4. So I think he's going to have to lock in and fight a little more aggressively if he wants to bring this one home.
I'd like to see the aggressiveness, but he's also still trying to fight way too close. He has not been trying to use his range at all.
No, he hasn't, and that's probably his biggest advantage here in this fight. They've been wearing each other down pretty on the same level, and so I think this might come down to knockdowns, and dodges a couple punches very agilely there, and a little kind of shifty for a guy of his size. Impressive.
I was about to say the same thing. That is a big boy to be moving that quick. And that is the end of round 4. What is your take on this round?
I think, obviously Jalen Williams around, but in a huge statement for him and his corner. We were just talking about him having been picked a lot higher than Trayvon Black, and he showed why in that round. That was definitely his fight.
I'm definitely with you. After that round, I think it's 37-37. It's a tie right now, in my opinion.
It's hard to argue with you there. It's felt like a very even fight and one that could go the distance. I forget how I picked this fight, but I do remember picking it to go to referee decision.
I would be excited to see that. I'm not going to lie, because I kind of want to see how the judges on the table scored this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is one that could come down to the wire if these guys keep fighting like they are. But Jalen Williams, it seems like he's really found his stride. We'll see if he can go out there and execute like he did last round.
And as we can see, CD with the amazing analysis again. 37-37, he also agrees.
Might just have to start asking you, Smokey. Coach Pop offering very similar takes.
When we see Jalen coming out a little more aggressive this round, throwing a two-piece combo. Oh, and then he dazes him with a big left hook uppercut to the body.
He looks
Trayvon
so
gonna go
confident
down
right
again,
now.
and then he goes down again. Jalen looking a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable going into this round than he has been.
Wow. Black will not get up. How about that? Jalen
Amazing fight.
After being knocked down in the second round, it was a very even fight through two, but he comes out and has a fantastic second half of that fight and ends up with a KO win.
And I think he just surprised the both of us after us both talking about them going the distance.
Absolutely. And a huge win for Sugar Kings Boxing Academy. They get the first win as a club in IBSF history.
And guys, just to take a time out from the fight, there is a broadcaster's announcer application in the league chat if somebody else would like to, possibly get in the booth. So if you guys want to sign up for that, you can go ahead now in the league chat. But I am about to step out for a minute and let Clayton Cobb take over in the booth for my fight, and I will be back after that, boys. So I'll catch you later.
And you
Hey,
can
Bobby
see the
Black.
team scores. Oh, hello, Mr. Commissioner Clayton Cobb joins me in the booth for Austin Sanders versus Smokey Woods.
This is going to be an exciting matchup, let me tell you. Two very promising boxers in the heavyweight division with the Golden Gloves. Austin Sanders being on the up and coming, whereas if Smokey Woods is looking to prove himself once again. So, I mean, you've got a lot of passion from both of these boxers here, really, and it's going to be interesting to see how this fight pans out tonight.
100%. My guy Smokey Woods, who I selected in the third round, maybe I might be a little bit biased in this one, Clayton, but definitely a great fight.
Our score that we're looking at currently, let's see, it was Jalen Williams walked away with a knockout victory, if I remember correct, representing Sugar King Boxing Club.
That's right.
So right now we're looking at Sugar King's Boxing Club taking a lead with 6 points on the night. So just to break down points for everybody a little bit, if a person wins by knockout, it is going to be a six points awarded to the team. If it's a win by decision, it is 5 points. If it goes to a draw, it's going to be 3 points split between two teams. So each team would get 3 points in that situation. And then if you lose, you just don't score. So that's just a quick breakdown of how scoring goes for those of you out there who is wondering exactly how scoring goes down.
As we get into this one, Austin Sanders versus Smokey Woods. Smokey Woods has had a little bit more success in their divisions than Sanders has, but Sanders, the big fella in the ring tonight, is looking to prove that he is not one of the guys at the bottom of that Golden Gloves heavyweight division by any means.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sanders is the biggest heavyweight we have in the league. He's a big boy, but he's a big boy that doesn't mess around. I mean, we saw in his last fight that he has the tools in his arsenal to really walk away with the victory.
100%. And Smokey Woods, with a considerable disadvantage in size, so he may have to make up for that with his agility.
Yeah, I feel like Smokey Woods is really going to have to try to get in there and play this up close and personal as he takes on, Austin Sanders. You could almost call this David versus Goliath, if you would, here. Smokey being David, of course, and Goliath being Sanders. And it's just going to be a lot of strategy here on, Smokey's part in order to really be able to pull off a victory, I feel. Because when you're up against a big boy like Sanders, there's a lot of damage he can do from a distance.
You're absolutely right. Smokey, like I said, is going to have to use that agility to get in close and throw those jabs that he knows he can land. As we're seeing a lot less conservative boxing than we did in our undercard fight today. That Jalen Williams Trayvon Black fight was a little bit slower paced than this one. These guys are coming out swinging.
We're just gonna talk a bit here while we await the sideline scoring from CD Pops.
Yeah, Mr. Pops and Mr. Smokey Woods and Pops actually had the exact same scoring in our last fight, so I'm curious if Smokey wants to drop his. I'm sure he's not at all biased.
I mean, this is a very even matchup, I think, just from what we've seen so far. And, it's going to be a close one all around. We got 10-9 Woods on CD Pop's scorecard. With that being said, I'm pretty sure it was probably really difficult for CD Pops to come to that conclusion between these two fighters because it looks pretty even so far to me.
Agreed. Very hard to say either one of these guys has an edge, but they will certainly be looking to establish one here. Is this fight coming out a little less aggressive, both of them raising their guards?
Looks like Austin Sanders is getting a little crazy there with his punches.
I think you're exactly right. He's going to have to stay controlled, or else Smokey Woods is going to be able to get inside and land some big hits.
And again, if you're tuning in, we are currently on the second fight of the night, and we'll be coming into the main card next fight, which next fight will be Jeremy Harrison versus Homer Jackson. Following that would be Pops versus Haas Carter. And then after that, we have Nico Dennis versus Sugar Ray Diamond. And then ending out the night is Kevlio versus Donovan Allen.
Going to be a fantastic night of fights. I'm excited, and we touched on this, myself and Smokey, earlier. This is the first fight night where we have clubs represented. As last fight, we saw Sugar Kings Boxing versus Valente Minkum's Academy. And this fight, we have, I believe it is my own Black Crown Boxing versus Martinez Minkum's once again.
Yeah, all of our owners are hard at work, trying to put together the best fight cards, but also doing so strategically, trying to walk away with, a to-be-named team championship at the end of the year.
All right, and as we close out round two, still no knockouts despite the somewhat aggressive styles, but Both guys seeming to wear on each other. Neither really picking up a clear edge. We'll see what Pops has to say.
Hmm. And we're also, from what I'm witnessing, is these boys, they fight, they hit hard. Personally, what I'd like to see a little bit more of in the heavyweight division is a little bit more speed. You know, it's not something we necessarily see too often in the heavyweight division. It would be really interesting to see what a speedy heavyweight would look like, and how much of an impact that would have in the league. Again, this is Golden Glove, so you can only expect so much out of them. But you know, they both pour their hearts out into this league and into preparing for these fights. So always entertaining to watch.
Yep, and two of our veteran fighters in the league too. Our last fight, those two boxers had only one fight between them going in, and these guys, I couldn't tally it for you, but it's a lot more. They've both been around for a while.
I
You see Sanders
believe
definitely on the offensive.
I believe that we have I think these are either 6 or 8 round fights. So I mean, we could have a long way to go here, depending on how this fight pans out.
Absolutely, but I know neither of these guys are trying to hang in for all 8 rounds, as Sanders delivers a huge blow to Smokey Woods on the uppercut. Smokey delivers back, though, and like I was saying, neither of these guys would love to settle for leave it to the judges. They want knockouts. And as you mentioned earlier, this is a hard-hitting division where we see those knockouts very frequently. So we'll see which guy can put someone else on the mat and make him stay there.
Championship fight would not be 8 rounds, no. And for those tuning in, this is only our second matchup of the night. The first night, the victory went to Jalen Williams as he defeated Trayvon Black.
Yep, Homer Jackson in chat asking if his fight has already happened. No, it has not. Still got a couple more before then, but as you can see, Smokey with a little cut on his face right there between the eyes. These guys definitely taking beatings.
Which, if you're out there and you have friends that may not have much to do, and you would like to try to get them involved in the IBSF, whether as a spectator or as a future boxer in the league, be sure to send them a link and let them know that we're live, and give them a taste of what we like to do for fun.
Always great to see new faces in the league. It's one of my favorites as an owner, just kind of being able to scout new prospects.
And CD Pop scored that last round, round 2 being 29-27 in Sanders' favor.
Yeah, and so Sanders has taken the last 2, at least on CD Pop's card. So Smokey Woods might have a little bit of work to do if he wants to get back in this fight. Definitely not a goner, though.
I can tell you this right now. As the commissioner, I don't know how I would score this. I don't know if I would agree with the judges, because if there was just a way to give them, you know, both 10s or both 9s or both 8s or whatever, like, that would be my bet. Because at the end of the day, these two gentlemen in the ring, they're doing their best here to essentially put on a heck of a show, and they're doing a great job doing it. And you know, at the end of the day, it's been a really even fight, and I can't figure out how to call it round to round.
No, me neither, Clayton. And hopefully it doesn't come to that. I love a good knockout, so we'll see if these guys can deliver that, just as the fighters in our last round did, in our last fight. Sorry.
And just to remind everybody, it's Clayton Cobb here in the booth with Bobby Black. I'm just subbing in for Smokey as he's out there duking it out with Austin Sanders.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you jumping in here for this call, Clayton. Hopefully we'll get Mr. Bobby Bangers on here tonight as well.
I would love to see a Nico Dennis in the booth sometime. Ask Smokey, ask Bobby, ask anybody that's been in the booth. Sometimes you just got to jump in feet first and experience it yourself, and then you fall in love with it.
100%. I was not on the roster for tonight's fight before a little while ago. Glad to be here, though, and, I love calling these fights. I'm getting a little better every time, too, I think. I'll try to put out a good product for you guys.
And Mr. Bobby Black, if you do have to jump out of here, feel free to do so. I know you said something about having the possibility of having to do something.
Yep, I should be able to finish this fight, but I may have my other Bobby taking my place for the remainder of the night. We get into round 4, I believe this is. Sorry, I may have lost count just a little bit. Both guys coming out a little more defensively to start it. Kind of still a very close fight. Sorry, this is round 5. My apologies. Nico Dennis in chat saying he'd love to for the upcoming fight. Nico, get in broadcasting talk and
go
see
in,
what Bobby
jump
Bangers
in,
can do for you.
Jump in the booth and go ahead and just mute yourself, and then I'll get you in here ASAP.
So this one has been very, very close. I hate to jinx it after me and Smokey said that last fight would go all the way just to see a knockout the next round, but this one really does sort of feel that way. As according to Pops, it is tied going into round 5. We've yet to see a knockdown. Is that right, Clayton?
We have yet to see a knockdown in this fight here. And, again, this is probably, it's only our second fight. So, it's definitely the longest fight we've had so far tonight.
Yeah, and it's hard to say whether or not that translates to fight of the night votes, but I love a good war of attrition. So we'll see how our voters react tonight. We will get some sort of fight of the night vote out for you guys, so you can vote on your both fight of the night and knockout of the night upon the conclusion of this 6th fight night. As we go into round 6, still no knockout or knockdown. Sorry.
Homer Jackson, if you go to the league chat, there is a application out there to be able to join the broadcast team. If broadcasting is something you are interested in, just fill that out, and me and Bobby Bangers will take a look at it, and we'll try to get you on the schedule sometime here soon.
Yep, we could always use a couple more broadcasters, but we also like for you guys to be able to watch a few fight nights and just kind of get a feel for the league before we get you in the booth to call something. Go tick, tick, tick. Still very, very even going into this next round, and we'll see what Pops has to say, but I don't think that this is going to be It'll still be very
Pops
close, just as it
is
was.
scoring this in Woods' favor for round 5, 10-9. Score being 48-47. Woods leads overall.
And so, at least in Pops' mind, Smokey Woods has been crawling back in these last, I believe, 3 rounds as he lands a nice straight to Austin Sanders.
And again, Homer, you just hop in the league chat. There's a form there that you can fill out, and you can be able, fill that out, and then we'll look at it and hopefully get you in the booth sometime here soon. We just want you to be able to enjoy the league a little bit first before having you jump in and doing something like that.
As we're seeing both fighters be much more aggressive than it's felt like they have been in the last couple of fights. Smokey Woods came out really hot, landed a few nice punches. You can see there being backed up before delivering a nasty straight from the left to Austin Sanders.
Pops is not the only judge. Pops is kind of just like a sideline judge. We let the game do the judging. But at the end of the day, it's always cool seeing CD Pops, our sideline judge, unofficially, seeing his take on things.
100%. It is definitely an unofficial score, so don't read too much into what Pops has to say, but we like to hear a nice, unbiased source, at least in fights like this one where he does not have a fighter represented.
I do know it is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it looks like Bobby Bangers is in the booth ready to take over if you're good to go here.
How about that, Clayton? We get a draw. Who saw that coming?
Wow. We have to see the scorecard here.
I'm very curious.
You have a single judge here scoring it in whose favor?
Austin Sanders gets the nod from one judge, but the majority decision has this a total draw. I mean, wow.
So here's what's going to happen, everybody. Bobby Bangers is going to come into the booth. Bobby Black's going to go. And Smokey Woods will be back in the booth here shortly. So with that being said, thank you, Bobby Black, for your help tonight here in the booth. And I hope you enjoy your night getting to watch the rest of the fights.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Apologies for the wishy-washy broadcaster job, everybody, but been a pleasure. Bobby Black signing off.
How's it going,
guys,
Bobby
Smokey
Bangers?
Woods back.
And your boy, Bobby Bangers. How you doing, Smokey?
I'm doing pretty good, man. A little disappointed with the outcome of the fight, but it was a great fight. Just wish I could have performed a bit better. How are you doing, man?
At the end of the day, a draw is better than a loss. As it was stated, draws get scored as 3 points for each team. So you still earn some points for Black Crown, and Sanders earned some points for his club.
Not wrong there. But here we have Jeremy Harrison versus Homer Jackson opening the main card.
Yeah, and this is just going to be an awesome fight. Both of these guys, stellar newcomers. They've looked great so far, and I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to the table.
And this is a title fight for the Golden Gloves middleweight division. Sorry about that, boys. So this is our first title fight of the night. Very excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a great fight. I believe Homer Jackson is a member of Black Crown Boxing, and what club is the other guy from?
I have to pull it up real quick. All right, so this is Jeremy Harrison is from Pops Boxing Academy. So I
EBA
think
and BCB.
this is our first Pops Boxing Academy boxer of the night. So this will be exciting to see for him.
And hopefully for him, it'll go in his favor. But I can't wait to see how this goes.
So I can't say too much because I'd be a bit biased, as me being a Black Crown Boxing member myself. But I am so excited to see how this fight goes.
And we are underway with the match.
Homer has a decent reach advantage, it seems like. Doesn't seem to care too much about it, though. He seems to like to fight up close.
Yeah. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Homer Jackson did pull out a win in his last fight. Both of these guys did, I think, actually.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think they both came out with a win in their last fights.
Going to be very interesting to see how it
And here we
plays out.
see them both kind of connecting with a couple straights, but a big uppercut missing by Homer. That would have been huge if that landed.
Yeah, sometimes it's almost just as much about accuracy, as it is power.
But we see Harrison right there with a couple nice body or hooks to the body. Nice weave there too, slipping the punch. Not too much action in this first. Well, I speak too soon. Harrison landing a nice three-piece.
Yeah, the three-piece McNugget gonna hurt on Homer for a while. And this fight looks pretty even so far.
Ooh, two big hooks to the body and ending it with an uppercut by Homer.
I stand corrected as Homer just asserts dominance. I thought it was coming back the other way with the three-piece, but this is looking really good so far.
And it seems like neither of these boxers can really take the edge in that first round.
I wouldn't be surprised with just a little more production from Homer if the judges ruled in the favor of him, but I really do think it's a draw so far.
I'd have to agree with you. It's a pretty even first round. I'm excited to see how they both come out of this next round. If anybody becomes more aggressive or if they both stay kind of defensive at first.
This could be a war of who can just stay up the longest. It's looking like both of them are going to be very resilient. So it's a question of who will be able to outlast the other.
Three-piece McNugget shirt, 100%. And here we go into round two. Seems like they're both staying a little bit defensive at first still. But Harrison with a nice jab.
I'd lie if I'd say it's surprised that neither of them want to take the big hits. I mean, just not many have been landed other than those combos at the very end. And I think that whoever lands more combos will get this win, like I said.
And we see a nice jab there by Homer, but nothing really much after it. But Harrison with another three-piece nugget. And then Homer comes right back with one of his own. It's been a pretty even fight so far.
Both fighters just seem to be really giving it their all and making the most of each punch, using the opening it creates to land another. And it'll be interesting to see if that's really the deciding factor.
That was some good head movement by Homer right there. Big hook to the body. Now they're both just kind of throwing back and forth. Nobody really seems to be landing any clean connected shots.
A lot of punches being landed right now.
Got pretty slow at the end of that round there. Nobody really wanted to make a move.
Once again, I feel like it's a stalemate right now. Both boxers fighting like they would rather stay up than risk it for a takedown. It'll be interesting to see who really branches out to try and go aggressive first, and will it punish him or not?
That's what I was just about to say. Who can come out this next round and put more pressure on who? Now, as much as I would love to see a CD Pop score right now, I don't think he wants to because he would be a bit biased. Being as
Yeah.
Jeremy Harrison is his fighter.
If anyone else would like to give their 2 cents, by all means, we
I
love
honestly
input
still
from chat.
just a even match. I don't think anybody has had the edge in any of these rounds so far.
It
As
really
soon
does seem like a draw so far.
as soon as they've given it out, it's getting gave right back to him. Harrison seems to be the more aggressive one coming out this round. But Homer with, a nice three-piece, straight hooks. And then Harrison throwing one back of his own. This has been a back-and-forth fight, this entire fight.
It really has just been, as soon as someone gets an edge, the other takes it right back. And just punch after punch being landed, punch after punch being blocked. It is a firefight.
I do got to say, though, it seems like Homer has been going for the body a lot more than Harrison, so we'll see if that takes a stamina toll later in this fight or not.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, body shots don't hurt as much as headshots when you're actually in the ring, but they can build up over time. So that could, like you said, be the deciding factor.
Clayton says his score is 10-9 Harrison. He feels Harrison's being a bit more technical with his boxing, whereas Homer's being a bit more aggressive and trying to brawl.
I do think that's a fair analysis, but if I really had to score it right now, I would just give it a draw.
After this round, I feel like he's definitely right. Homer hasn't been landing as much. And we see a big right hook to the body by Harrison.
And that'll be the end of the round.
Well, for that round, I'm definitely agreeing with Clayton on his analysis. Before, I wasn't so sure, but now I think I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's just two really good boxers, and you've got to respect it.
I'd love to see Homer come out of this next round and be a bit more aggressive, or at least try to stay a bit closer, because he has been whiffing a decent amount of punches. But if he could connect a bit more on the inside, I feel like he could get the advantage.
It really can come down to who can just get that slight advantage and actually capitalize. Like I said, a lot of times it felt like once one boxer got an advantage, the other took it right back. It might come down to who can actually just finish. Pause.
But right now, I do feel that Harrison, with his more technical boxing, has the slight advantage right now.
Homer coming out firing, headshot, and a couple bodies. Looked like they were deflected, though.
And then another nice hook to the body. He seems to be really liking those body shots at the start of this round. He's already thrown 4 big ones.
Yeah, and it's looking like they're moving a little more than maybe they were in the previous rounds. And some crazy shots from Homer there. Let's see if he'll be able to capitalize, like I said.
And Harrison just doesn't seem to be able to connect on anything he's throwing right now. And a big counter by Homer.
Homer just seems to be in control so far this round. We'll see if Harrison can reel it back in before the judges just score it for Homer.
And Homer with some nice head movement, making Harrison miss everything he threw right there. And then another big body shot by Homer.
Homer just took control, and now he's almost playing defensive as if he's trying to just keep it rather than try and finish and just straight up win.
I think he may have heard us talking and is trying to be the more technical boxer and play it by points.
He'll take a shot to the head,
And it
looks.
seems that Clayton says the same thing. But Harrison finally lands a couple punches, but eats a couple right back.
Harrison's definitely fought back a little bit in that round. I feel like it still has to go to Homer with how electric it was at the beginning.
I do got to say, Homer definitely won that round 10-9 in my opinion, but he's still down 30 or 29-28 right now, in my opinion.
It'll be very close. We'll see how much longer this match goes, or if it does go to a decision.
I would love to see a knockout in this fight, but this has been a very close fight, and I don't see that happening so far because neither boxer's even gotten a knockdown yet.
It will be interesting to see if Homer really does try and capitalize, or if he just keeps playing this kind of laid back, take a couple punches, and then just sit.
Now, this is the start of round 4. Let's see who can come out and be the aggressor. Harrison landing a nice 2-piece, but then whiffing the next couple. Homer with a good left hook, but nothing really after it.
Homer looks like he took a shot there, was able to get a decent counter, but then takes another one as he finally retaliates with 4 headshots?
I think it was 3 jabs, yeah. But now Harrison with a nice combo to the body. And then a hook to the head. That was a nice hook.
Yeah, both of them seem to have given up somewhat on the defensive play, and now they're both swinging. Homer finally gets a daze.
Let's see if he can put him down. Harrison gets out of the trouble, but let's see if he can stay out of it.
I thought Harrison was stumbling there for a second, but it looks like he's going to stay up for now.
Copy that.
Homer taking some brutal hits there.
Yeah, it seems Harrison is trying to take control of this round after getting dazed.
And it seems like the defensive play might have returned a little, but we'll see just how much longer this goes.
Harrison with another combo, landing a couple.
And that'll be the end of round 4.
I don't really know how I would score that round because it felt like Harrison was more in control, but Homer did more damage. So if we're going points-wise, I think that Harrison would have to go 10-9 in that round.
I honestly do think it could. I would not be mad if it was still ruled a draw.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but I would love to see a knockout. And here we go, round 5. Let's see if Homer can reel it back in after that last round. He was almost able to score a knockdown off a counter, but he just couldn't keep it up after that. Homer seeming to be a bit more of the aggressor for this round, landing a nice hook to the head. But Harrison coming back with a combo of his own.
You gotta feel like their cornermen are just saying, "Go get it, just overload him." But both of them just seem to be playing almost skittish.
Yeah, they were both playing very conservative and very technical. Nobody's really trying to get the knockout. They're trying to win points. But I feel like if somebody could just keep the pressure on, they could possibly get the momentum swinging in their favor.
Homer with a nice set of punches, but Harrison's able to retaliate. And now Harrison's trying to take momentum and gets just
Rocked with a
blasted to the
counter
head.
straight.
These counters are nasty.
And then Homer landing 2 big hooks to the head and then 3 to the body. That was an amazing combo there by Homer.
And a nice dodge. Let's see if he can turn up the heat and really just finish this.
Nice head movement by Homer, but I would like to see some counters thrown off after those.
And he will take some hits, and he keeps taking hits. And that'll be the end of the round.
Man, before that, I was going to score 10-9 in Homer's favor, but I don't know how I would score that after that big combo at the end. I don't know what I would score the total right now, but I feel like Harrison's probably still up by 1 on the judges' scorecards.
It's definitely got to be close. I mean, both of
No,
them
I
are
don't
just,
think anybody's ran away with it whatsoever.
both of them are just giving it their all, and you can kind of tell. I still wish we would see some more aggressive play.
Oh, 100%. If somebody could just come out here and say, you know what, forget the rounds, I want this win, and just try to take the other guy's head off.
With how nasty the counters have been, I don't know if that'll happen, but here we go into round 6, I believe.
Yeah, round 6 is correct, I think. But Homer coming out with a nice combo to the body and ending it with a hook to the head.
See if he can finally capitalize as he gets some good jabs into his face.
Takes a couple to the body and to the head from Harrison. And Harrison just tagging him right now. Homer finally landing some back.
It really does feel like they're just taking turns being the aggressor.
Man, this fight's just back and forth. I don't feel like anybody's able to grab the edge until like the last 10 seconds of every round.
And at that point, it's the end of the round. I mean, a nice shot from Harrison.
What's up, Horns? This has been a great fight so far. We're on the first fight of the main card. Our two previous fights ended in a knockout for Jalen. I don't remember his last name off the top of my head. And then the second round was a draw between Austin Sanders and Smokey Wood. But Harrison landing some big hooks towards the end of this round.
It is really just fight after fight. I do say I think Harrison might have had the edge in that one.
I do believe so. I think he's probably up by 2 overall on the chords or I'd have to guess. Now, if somebody could just come out and keep the pressure on instead of backing up after every combo, I feel like we could finally see a knockdown.
This really is close, and we haven't even seen a knockdown yet, much less a anything.
I don't know if these guys are just trying to be technical or what, but this has been a very close fight, and neither of them have really been trying to go for the knockout.
Here we go into what I believe is round 7. It's so hard to keep track of these with all the action going on.
I believe you're right. I think it is round 7.
And Homer dodges Casper the Ghost and gets punishes for it. As Harrison will also just randomly dodge but not get punished for it, as he seems to be the aggressor so far in this round.
It still doesn't seem either of them are being very aggressive, though. It seems like there will be a couple punches thrown, and then there will be a good 5 seconds of nothing.
They both really like backing away.
I don't know if they're still like trying to feel each other out or what. But Harrison definitely being more of the aggressor, but Homer landing a couple hooks there.
And a nasty shot from Harrison.
Ended it with a nice hook to the body, too.
I don't think we've seen anyone get dazed other than that one Harrison shot a couple rounds ago, as he takes a shot to the head and then plays some defense.
And then Harrison coming out with a nice combo.
Homer just looks like he's getting beat up this round with a nasty uppercut.
Yeah, he just can't find a way to keep control of the round. But he finally
Harrison's
lands a couple
stumbling.
punches there. Both trying to land a hook but can't connect. But Harrison landing a nice 3-piece.
And that will be the end of this round. I'm
This
thinking
has been such a close fight up until these past couple rounds, but I think Harrison's finally taking the edge and running away with it now.
I would have Harrison leading by a solid 2 or 3 points, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, because he's definitely had control of these past 2 rounds.
Still time for Homer to reel it back, though. If he can just really focus in on getting the counters, then he could totally just knock down Harrison and get the momentum back in his court.
I would love to see some big counters or a knockdown this round. Start of round 8, I believe.
I do believe it's round 8, and we are just waiting to see what happens in this close fight.
Harrison landing a nice combo. Homer doesn't seem to be too aggressive, even though he's probably down on the judges' scorecard, and I feel like his cornermen have probably said so too. Homer finally landing a couple punches this round, but Harrison lands another crazy combo right back. And a big right hook by Harrison that lands straight to the temple of Homer. We can see Homer trying to kind of close the space, but backs right up from him, but then finally lands a couple punches. Nice hook to the body by Homer. Still doesn't seem like nobody's being too aggressive even in these late rounds. And that's the end of round 8. Man, this is a long fight, but it is a title fight, so surprising to say that we haven't even seen a knockdown yet. I think Harrison would have had to take that last round too, 10-9 in his favor. So I think that would put him up to 4 rounds on the scorecard. But that doesn't put Homer out of this. He could still land some big counters and knock him out because nobody's really been ahead damage-wise or anything. It's just the points. But Homer landing a couple big hooks coming out of the round. Harrison landing 2 hooks but eating an uppercut back of his own. Homer trying to land some punches, but Harrison's head movement was just too quick for him. Harrison with a nice uppercut to the body there, but eats a straight back from Homer. Ooh, and a nice combo by Harrison that ended with 2 uppercuts to the chin on Homer. Homer landing a hook to the body and then to the jaw. He slipped that first jab, but then ate 2 straights right after. I think if Homer wants to stay in this, he's going to have to get a bit more aggressive and stop trying to play so defensively.
Alrighty, it's Commissioner Cobb back in the booth. Sorry, tonight's been a little bit crazy in regards to broadcasting, and it looks like we have Jeremy Harrison walking away with a victory by decision, giving Pops Boxing Academy 5 points to add. I'm going to jump in here for a little bit while we try to get some things sorted out. And it's been a fun night watching so far, Smokey. Have you been enjoying this fight card so far?
Oh yeah, man, that last fight was pretty exciting. And as we can see on the scorecards, 2 of the judges had Harrison winning 97 and 93, but 1 judge did have them at a draw.
Yeah, it was a very close fight here as I was seeing, but Harrison walks out our first and our inaugural or not welterweight, I almost said welterweight, but middleweight Golden Gloves champion. So congratulations, Harrison, on that. This next card is going to be a great one. It looks like SKBC has 6 points. MMA Minkums has 3. Black Crown Boxing has 3. And then I believe CD Pops Boxing has 5.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. And to start this fight off is CD Pops himself versus Haas Carter.
I mean, you have
I'm
a coach
very
coming in
excited for
here.
this fight.
And this is CD Pop's debut here as a not national, but as a pro. So it's going to be interesting seeing Pop's pro debut. He did go out in style, as a Golden Gloves boxer. So, yeah.
Gotta love to see him moving up. I love to see the boxers that finally make their way from the Golden Gloves to the pro stage. So I'm very excited to see how he does in this fight. And going against a pretty seasoned pro boxer, Haas Carter.
Yeah, a pretty seasoned pro boxer, but if you would, he's been struggling to get a victory here lately. He's kind of been on a little bit of a losing streak here, so hopefully, Haas Carter can figure out what he needs to do to change things around, and maybe we'll see that change here tonight. Both boxers, great. They know what they're doing. They're very seasoned. They've been here since the beginning of the league. And they always put on a show. It's always fireworks when you see a Haas Carter. It's always fireworks when you see CD Pops. So this is already set to be a hell of a fight.
And Haas Carter, definitely the bigger man in this fight. But that could also mean that he could be the slower fighter. So we'll see how that plays out in this. And here we go with the starter round 1.
And just so everybody knows, I'm going to be in the booth for the rest of the night. And if you haven't noticed, earlier I had it posted in the stream chat. There was a link. If you go back far enough, there was a link that you can fill out if you're interested in becoming a broadcaster. And we would love to have you a part of the team. The league's growing. It's been really exciting. Trust me, it is super exciting to get in here, especially once you get to, dust off those nerves. Smokey jumped in here on a whim himself and has, I believe, fallen in love with being in the booth.
It is definitely fun and always a blast being in here. So if you guys ever think you want to try it, just hop right in and do it. There's no better way to start.
And
but
Pops,
I do want to say, Pops has some amazing hand speed, landing 2 big counters right there.
A lot of 3-piece McNuggets coming from Pops right now.
Oh, yeah. He's packing them out like McDonald's. And another big counter to the body by Pops. And his pro debut, he's looking really good.
Now that I think about it, we should probably drop the whole Mick to the Nuggets because we may get copyrighted.
Not wrong. That was a nice call.
But for those just tuning in, this is the IBSF, and this is our mid-card of the night. And it's been a really good night. First night of team boxing. Can't say I could be happier. It's great seeing this league grow, and it's great seeing what these boxers do. Bringing us to the end of this round, it looks like CD Pops is doing a great job here, showing himself as the aggressor, really coming out there, having great combos that he's throwing left and right. And it just doesn't look like Haas Carter is motivated. He's really got to find this time to switch his mentality here, I think, in order to really switch his luck that he's had lately.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like he has the energy that he should coming into this fight. He landed some nice shots, but there was only about like one or two at a time, and he never landed many combos. And that left him open to a bunch from CD Pops. Not being active in the ring lands the other person being active. So they kind of just counterintuitive. But here we go, starting round 2.
I mean, we're seeing a much quicker CD Pops than we've seen in the past. He seems like he's got a lot more speed, a lot more movement than he has in the past. So, I mean, it's been really fun watching the growth of CD Pops here as he's, shaping out to continue to grow and be one of the elite boxers in the IBSF.
Oh, but as we say that, he gets stunned and dropped to one knee by Haas Carter. I don't think he liked what we were saying about him in the booth and got a little motivated.
Yeah, Haas Carter is one of those boxers you really got to look out for. He may be slow. He may, play it safe, but he has, I feel, some of the heaviest hands in the IBSF, especially within the welterweight pro division.
Oh, 100%. He definitely has the heaviest hands in the welterweight division. But
And-
CD Pops just so fast, landing a flurry of punches.
Yeah, he's definitely floating like a butterfly, and I'm pretty sure stinging like a bee there. And, at the end of the day, he's taking a lot of shots. Haas Carter is taking a lot of shots to the body, so I don't know how much longer Haas is going to be able to take that amount of abuse to the abdominal region.
Man, and a big combo that had 2 counters by Pops, and he stuns Haas. Man, I hate to keep highlighting it, but that hand speed looks like he was shadowboxing with 20-pound dumbbells.
Most definitely. CD Pops out here proving why Pops Boxing Academy is the premier destination for anybody in the IBSF looking to get better.
But I do want to say, Haas was landing some big punches, even at the end of that round after the knockdown. So, as much as he's been getting punched and took a lot of damage to the body, I'd have to worry about CD Pops and his head health. How much he's going to be able to take more if he takes any more big shots like that.
Yes, most definitely. I mean, this is just going to show that you've really got 2 great boxers. Some of our longest running veterans here in the league. And, getting to see that the talent that the league has had early on and seeing how well they do and how they've grown is always astonishing. I feel like Pops has really got to. I mean, I would say if Pops had the reach, he would need to bounce around and dance from the outside. But Haas is definitely the bigger fighter here in regards to that. So he has that reach advantage. So it'd be really difficult for Pops to try to fight from the outside. So he kind of has to get up close and personal with Haas in order to do anything.
He could bounce in and out of the range, but that would also eat a lot of his energy. So I think he's just trying to conserve some of that and taking some of the shots that he knows he can.
And
But
I just want to let everybody know real quick how we're going to work doing Fight of the Night Awards. We're going to do it like we did last week, which means go to the fight card and make a vote for your fight of the night. I'll be sure to remind everybody again towards the end of the night, and I'll be sure to message everybody in the league chat to let them know as well. But it's a thumbs up if they get your vote, thumbs down if or not thumbs down, thumbs up, or how did I do that last time? I can't remember. 100 emote for KO of the night, and then we'll go fire emote for KO of the night.
ooh, big right hook by Pops that stuns Haas. And I gotta say, I love seeing the fact that both of these guys have two totally, completely different styles of boxing. And Pops dazing him with another big right hook. Can he put him down this time?
I think we're seeing, CD Pops is probably one of the fastest boxers we have in the league. I don't see many people throwing these punches as fast as CD Pops.
I do have to agree with you. I think he is probably the fastest person in the league. And man, after that round, I'd have to say he's up on the scorecards by at least one.
Yeah, I think
He
he's
did
starting.
take that knockdown in round 2, but I think he already had the lead in round 1.
I think he's starting to make a campaign, if you would, for him deserving a title shot. I think if he walks out tonight, the victor by knockout especially, I don't think he can be ignored at getting a title shot at this point.
I do believe that you're right. He would be a contender after this fight if he gets a knockout. And as you can see, he has been working the body of Haas Carter. I'd have to say he's probably getting low on stamina going into this next round. Big counter by Pops, a nice jab to the jaw. And we see Haas Carter getting knocked down by CD Pops by a flurry of punches. And it took him a second to get back to his feet. A little longer than I thought it would for his first knockdown. But he comes back up, throwing a flurry of his own. It doesn't seem like that has deterred him too much. It might have even made him a bit more aggressive.
And I don't know, but we may have, Nico's fiance watching, because there's a mysterious messenger on Nico's behalf in the broadcasting team. So, saying Nico went to the store and should be back in 20-ish minutes. So I'm guessing that is Nico's fiance. Welcome to the IBSF. Hopefully we get to see a fighter out of you here shortly.
And I do got to say, we would love to see an addition to the women's division.
Yeah, the women's division has been really fun watching. My wife has been dominating, as us Cubs do. But I love to see growth in the league, and I would love to see growth in the women's division, as it's our smallest division. But, and just catching the end of that round there, it looks like Haas is coming out with some speed himself and showing, he may typically be slower during most of the night, that he too can throw some pretty quick, heavy hands.
Yes, he was landing some quick punches there at the end of that round. But I do got to say, if he doesn't start to get a bit more aggressive, I feel like CD is going to run away with this fight. He's just landing too many combos for Haas to keep up on the cards right now. Plus the knockdown, so Haas is definitely feeling it after that round.
I'm just curious to everybody out there viewing, how many stream or how many people are in chat currently or watching?
And we're going into round 5, I believe. CD coming out with a nice combo. But then gets a nice counter by Haas.
You know, just thinking about it now, thinking about the mysterious message from Nico, but not Nico. I hope Nico gets back in time to watch his match because he is up next. And honestly, with how these two are fighting, somebody is going to get knocked out.
Definitely. These guys are really... Haas has been throwing some big punches, and CD Pops has been landing a bunch of punches.
And if you guys...
And a nice counter to the body.
If you guys did not know, be sure to go into the league chat, check out the new thread I put in there. We're going to try and get some customized walkout music for everybody, and I would love to try to have that ready for Super Fight 2 coming up here in 2 weeks.
Seems like Haas is trying to take control, putting Pops in the corner, but Pops is just so fast, he slipped right out of it.
And Bobby Black, you may have to correct me here in chat, but if I recall, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Bobcast will be live here on Twitch. So
I do believe you're correct on the time on that.
If you have the time, be sure to tune into it. It's going to be fun. I've already heard who the guest may or may not be. And if it is who I think it is, and if that person shows up and is able to make it, it's going to be a doozy of a Bobcast.
Indeed, it will be. I'm very excited to see them tomorrow. Man, I really don't think this fight's going to go on much longer. I think it's only go another round or two. Especially with Haas's side of his face starting to slow. You're going to have to say that would take effect on his fighting ability.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the stamina bars there at the bottom, Haas is looking like he's hurting and having some trouble breathing there. So, I mean, if CD Pops, if he capitalizes, I could see this being over, either this round or the next round.
I do got to say, CD has been working a lot of body shots into those combos, but Haas landing a nice counter of his own, dazing Pops.
I
Haas
will
not trying to
admit
let go of this
that
fight.
I am a little biased here. CD Pops being a fellow Iowan, I got to show love for my Iowa peeps out there. We may be a flyover state, but apparently we produce some of the top boxers in the IBSF.
No, I don't really have any per se, but I do love a fast boxer, and CD Pops does fit that build. But we see them both trading some combos right there. CD with a nice hook to the body. If he lands a couple more of those, Haas might be in trouble.
And Homer Jackson, there is no fixing of the fights. I do not fix the fights. I literally sit here and record them and come back to a screen that has been sitting there for 15 minutes and have to cut out like 15 minutes of what's there. At the end of the day, I don't fix the fights.
CD trying to close that distance and landing a couple of shots, but Haas landing a big counter to the body and making him back up a bit.
I guess I'm having trouble understanding what you were saying then, Homer. Oh, the stamina bar.
And after that round, I'd have to say on the card, CD Pops is just kind of running away with this fight. But Haas was landing some big shots in that last round and managed to daze him. So I'd have to say he could still be in this if he lands a big shot. But if he goes the distance, he does not have a chance.
Definitely. I mean, Haas has shown some, shimmering moments here that he's still a great boxer. And he still has what it takes. But, Pops here is just coming in and showing this elite class of boxing that is, he's teaching these boxers at Pops Boxing Academy.
He is a very technical and a very fast fighter, and I love to see that. And here we see them both trading a flurry of blows. Nobody really able to take the edge so far in this round.
As the current GOAT, and as the current GOAT here, I could actually see a lot of promise coming from CD Pops as potentially, becoming the new GOAT in the league with how he's fighting.
Pop putting Haas Carter down for the second time this fight. And Haas was not able to get up. We see CD Pops gets a knockout in his debut fight in the pros. Congratulations to you both.
And, just saying, we just found out it is Nico's fiance, and she says she may join the league soon. And yes, we'd love to have you. I don't know if you're currently watching, but we would definitely love to have you in the league here. And congratulations again to the both of you on your recent engagement that wasn't long ago.
Yes, congratulations. But here we go into our next fight, Nico Dennis and Sugar Ray Diamond. I'm very excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Nico has kind of been on this rise here since all of these losses to Cobb and all of these, just not the greatest start to a career, but out of the blue, Dennis just starts dominating. He dominated the last fight that he was in. He won by knockout, which nobody expected. And, it's been interesting. And then you've got a stud here, and Sugar Ray Diamond, who has, since he's been in the league, has been a treat to watch, who lost his last fight to Gunnaria. And this is a championship fight here for the pro welterweight title.
This is going to be our second title fight of the night. I'm very excited to see how this one pans out.
And this is the co-main event. And after this, we'll wrap up the evening with Marthius Kevlio versus Donovan Allen.
And we have Sugar Ray is from Sugar Hill Boxing Academy, I believe,
Sugar Kings.
and Sugar Kings Boxing Academy. My fault. And then Nico Dennis is part of Black Crown Boxing, my team. So I'm gonna try to not be biased here, guys. So if Clayton talks a bit more than me.
Sugar Ray looking like he could be a bit of the aggressor, but I don't know. We're seeing some pretty technical boxing so far from both.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like either of them is being too aggressive, but Nico comes out with a big combo right there, but then gets hit with a big right hook from Sugar Ray.
I mean, you do have a classic Canadian versus American matchup here, so I mean, I'm Team USA, but Nico Dennis is, proven that he's got the hunger and the thirst that got him to this point in the first place, a title shot.
Man, and these guys are just trading punches so far. I don't think either of them has the edge so far. But Nico coming out with some big combos. Oh, and then he dazes Sugar Ray. Makes him take a knee. Only the first round of the title fight, and we already see someone taking a knee. This was not what I expected. And both trading some shots before the end of this round, but Sugar Ray landing a couple of counters.
To be honest, I'm going to have to score this 10-9 in Nico's favor. Nico has been the aggressor. It looks like to me he's been scoring and landing a few more hits than Sugar Ray, and Sugar Ray's really got to step up and show a little bit more aggression here if he's looking to impress the judges. I'd like to hear.
But after that knockdown, I think it would be 10-8.
I'd like to hear CD Pops his take on this round.
Yeah, this is the first fight in the past two he's actually been able to score.
And just a quick reminder, so everybody knows and is reminded, next week we will not be having a fight. We'll be having our weekly sparring sessions, and you'll have that. And I, Commissioner Clayton Cobb, will be not present, but Kevlio and Nico will be around to help you, as well as all of your coaches. And it looks like CD Pops is scoring this 10-8 for Nico.
Great minds think alike, CD. Great minds. And here we see them both trading some shots, but I really feel like Nico's just connecting more and has the better defense here.
And I feel like the power behind Nico's shots have a little bit more oomph behind it.
I do have to agree with you there. But here we see Sugar Ray finally landing a combo of his own, trying to take control back of this round. But Nico just consistently landing punches this entire fight. Such an accurate and technical fighter from Nico.
Yeah,
both
Nico,
kind of trading some shots here in the corner.
As Pops is mentioning in chat, Nico is, again, like I said earlier, he's proving to be a different fighter than when he first came into the league. Definitely showing a lot of growth, and I would probably say, one of the top boxers in Black Crown Boxing, and the out of the pros that are there.
I would have to agree with you for sure, yes. And Nico landing a big combo at the end of that round. After this round, I'd have to score it 10-9 in Nico's favor and making that 20-17 overall. Now Nico's stamina is draining pretty quick, so I feel like he should mix in some more body shots with his combo so he can at least keep Sugar Ray to about the same stamina.
Yeah, we have a couple new people here that I'm not used to seeing in chat. So if you just jumped in, VIRLEVIC, I think that's, I'm reading it correct. Let me know who you are in the league, if you're in the league, if you're interested in joining the league. And then I think 32 Backyard is Caleb, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe EDL is Homer.
No, not EDL. It is the one I was looking at is it's no longer here, so I don't know who it is, but it was not EDL. I know EDL is Homer.
All right, my fault. But here we have CD saying he scores at 2017 for Nico. See, great minds, man.
Nico definitely, showing that
Man,
he's a
with a
great
flurry of
fighter.
combos. Has Nico dazed across the ropes, but it seems like he's getting out of trouble relatively easily.
I mean, right now, I'm at a toss-up between CD Pops, Haas Carter, and this Nico Dennis Sugar Ray Diamond being up for my candidates for Fight of the Night.
Oh, those are definitely my 2 votes for sure. I cannot decide so far. But this is also really early into this fight so far. It's only round 3. So if it keeps going like this, I'd have to say this is probably going to take it for me. And Nico with a big right hook with a straight right behind it. Oh! Is this a flash knockout? Oh no, flash knockdown. Sugar Ray showing that even though he may be behind on the cards, he's not out of this fight yet.
Nico Dennis, though, showing that pitbull mentality that we all know he has when it comes down to getting knocked down and getting back up.
Man, so that I'd have to put that round 10-8 for Sugar Ray. So overall, that would have to be 28-27 for Nico.
And the account that I was talking about earlier just came back into the account here to where I could see, and it's V as in Victor, I-R-I-E, V as in Victor again, I-C. Just curious
I got
who you.
no idea who that
Just
is.
curious as to who you are there. That's why we're bringing it up. Trying to figure out who everybody is in here so we can interact with you all in the stream chat.
Here we go into round 4.
Sugar Ray, according to Pops, took that last round, scoring 10-8, leaving Nico up 29-27.
For sure. But Nico coming into this round looking like he'd never touched that canvas, just throwing off some amazing combos and stunning Sugar Ray.
Never mind, he corrected his math, and it's 28-27.
Yes, sir. Don't worry, CD. I did the same thing at first, bro.
I don't math correctly. I went to a school in small town Iowa.
And Nico stunning Sugar Ray again and putting him down to the canvas once again. I think this will be the second time Sugar Ray has touched the canvas. Gets up relatively quick though. Doesn't seem like he's too out of it so far.
Is that Dexter Morgan, perhaps? Is that because he's one of the newer members to the league, and I don't know if he's tuned in yet to one of our streams.
That definitely could be.
Sorry, guys. This one little thing is driving me crazy, and I have ADHD mind.
That is totally understandable, though. Here we see them trading a few punches. Nobody's really taking the edge throughout this round. Oh, wait. No, this is the same round he just got knocked down in. That is a lie.
Look at those beautiful punches coming there from Sugar Ray Diamond. Oh, look, there's a squirrel in the corner.
Oh.
Just a little joke for you there. I see a couple of us here in chat may have ADHD.
I can definitely understand that well.
Speaking of ADHD, I always find it funny how kids are doped up like crazy. I was on penicillin as a child. Or not penicillin. What was that? I had Strattera. I took Strattera, and then I took Ritalin. Ritalin was what I was thinking of.
When ADHD first got big, they had me on like 12 different pills throughout the entire day. I had to take like 7 in the morning and 6 at night. It was god awful.
And then you've
had
got
me on so much Adderall, my neck was twitching.
Then you've got Homer Jackson there, who a little bit older than me, not much older than me, but experiencing just a good butt whooping there as his medicine. Yeah, no, I was sent to school drugged out of my mind, and people thought I was high all the time.
Going into round 4, I believe, or 5.
Sugar Ray still showing that he has some flashes of boxing genius here, but I can't help but think Nico has been controlling this fight so far, going into this, and Pop's, thinking pretty similar here, saying Nico wins round 4, 10-8, leading 38-35.
Yes, sir. And here Nico is again, stunning Sugar Ray.
Ooh, nasty uppercut there.
Big uppercut. I gotta be honest, I don't think he's getting up from this one.
Smart decision there by Sugar Ray Diamond.
With his first title.
Nico Dennis walking away the welterweight pro championship, starting from the bottom, quite literally, in his career, and working his way to becoming a champion. We have seen a great turn of events for Nico.
Nico just brought in the first Black Crown boxing belt ever. So thank you for being a great contribute to our team, Nico.
And here shortly we should see the updated score.
And it looks like we all scored it exactly how the judges would have put it up. 38-35 unanimously.
What is going on? Did this just freeze?
I was wondering.
Let me go and hopefully not give away too much here. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there.
Little technical difficulties.
Tonight's a night full of them.
Dude, right? Well, here we go. Back to where we were.
You know, it may have been that I just had this on here for a lot longer than expected, and I was just impatient.
Could have been.
All right, I'm just going to assume that. Oh my goodness, Clayton. I'm just going to be patient here, y'all, and let this do its thing. And then I'm going to pause so we can actually see the updated score, because that's what I was trying to do. So this is going to be our main event of the night, Kevlio versus Allen, and it's going to be a good one. Looking at the score here, Sugar King Boxing Club with a score of 6. Martinez Minkham's Academy with 3. Pops Boxing Academy with 12. And actually, I think that score is wrong. It should be 11 because one of those victories is by decision. And then Black Crown Boxing with 9. So sorry about that. This is my first time throwing up scores. And yeah.
And here we have Marthius Kevlio versus Donovan Allen. And Allen, another fighter from Black Crown Boxing. So if we could possibly get another belt, that would be amazing. But I'm not biased. I did not say that.
You know, this is an interesting fight. Kevlio's been through a lot. He's faced me, the GOAT. He gave me a good fight. And at the end of the day, everybody's wondering why one of the lowest ranked pro boxers in the heavyweight division has this title fight. It's because he's got the experience. He's went up against some of the best. And, you know, at the end of the day, he earned it. And then Donovan Allen earned it as well. He earned his fight coming in, earning this fight for the championship, coming into the league, doing well, winning that number 1 contenders fight. And this is going to be a really good matchup here to watch. Is Kevlio going to keep, showing the dominance that he has been showing? Or, what's this going to look like for Donovan Allen as Donovan Allen is, still looking to, make an impact in the league, if you would.
Man, this is going to be an exciting fight. I can't wait to see who comes out as the aggressor, who starts landing more shots, see how long it takes for someone to get knocked down, because I'd hate to say it, but someone is definitely getting knocked out in this fight.
Yeah, there's no way that somebody walks out, without winning, without there being a knockout. It's just not something you see, especially when Marthius Kevlio is in the ring.
And I gotta say, an incredible size difference with Marthius Kevlio being in the ring. Dude looks like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I believe Donovan Allen is probably on the smaller size of the heavyweights here, if I'm correct.
Well, I can't say much because I'm pretty sure I am too, so. Both kind of trading punches, but neither of them were connecting with too many too early. But a big right hook there by Allen. But Marthius throwing a big combo back of his own.
We're talking about
knocking down Donovan.
Yeah, we were talking about trying, being nice to see some, fast, speedy heavyweights, and I forgot we have that in Marthius Kevlio.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the speedier heavyweights. Donovan able to get back up, but how will he respond to being knocked down?
You know, I like how Kevlio
Ooh,
is.
big counter uppercut.
I like how Kevlio is really going about there, and he's not just targeting on one spot, but he's kind of mixing things up and making sure he spreads the damage a bit there.
I do gotta say though, talking about fast heavyweights, Donovan is showing us he is not a slow heavyweight either. That was a very quick counter to put him down. Coming to the end of the round, they both knocked each other down already. Round one.
I gotta say, 10-9 in Kevlio's favor here.
I think I'd agree with you because even though they both got knocked down, Kevlio was definitely controlling most of the fight so far.
And yes, congratulations, Nico, coming back. You won. You are now a champion. Congratulations. Also, your fiance jumped in and said she may be joining soon.
Yes, Nico. Yeah. So talk her into that and definitely try to help us get another person in the women's division because it would be exciting to see some more people in there.
And just a reminder how we're doing Fight of the Night honors and Knockout of the Night is it's going to be voting like last week. If you give a 100, that's for Knockout of the Night. If you give a fire, it's going to be for Fight of the Night.
And here we see Kevlio coming out and still controlling, dazing Donovan.
Ooh,
And then
nasty left hook.
Yeah, that was a big left hook straight to the temple. I have to say, Kevlio is a very accurate fighter.
Regardless of who wins this one, it is definitely going to go early.
Oh, 100%. This is our third knockdown in the first 2 rounds, and we see him dazed again. And down again the third time in the first 2 rounds.
I mean, at this point, if I'm in Allen's corner, I'm telling him to stay down. There's no need to get hurt.
But he gets back up once again. Will he be able to change the outcome of the way he fights just to at least make it out of this round?
And the thing is, I feel like Kevlio is a very lanky boxer with a very long reach, which is probably what's, creating such an issue here for Donovan Allen.
But even then, with those lanky arms, he's still such a great fighter on the inside. It makes him a hard fighter to fight either way. An amazing counter uppercut right there. I gotta think Donovan got saved by the bell right there.
Yeah, definitely got saved by the bell. And, to another point, we're looking at another 10-9. Well, actually, probably a 10-8 this round. In Kevlio's favor, bringing the score to 20 over, I believe that is, sorry for my bad math, but 17.
I have to say, I kind of gave up on scoring. I don't think this is making it out of the 4th round.
Ooh, Pop's not giving much credit to Allen at all that round, scoring at 10-7, bringing the score to 20-16.
I can't disagree with him. He got knocked down 2 times in the same round. I'd even say it's debatable to give him a 6. He's just got to get a bit more active. He has to be a little more faster on his feet. Keep his head off the line. He's getting
And
tagged too many times.
to remind everybody who's in the booth, it is Clayton Cobb, your commissioner, and Smokey Woods.
Yes, sir. And I agree with you, CD. Knockdowns are very huge. This is not amateur. We are not playing by just points.
Ooh, and down
And here we
goes.
see another
At this
knockdown.
point, you have to start questioning why the coaches have not thrown in the towel. Why haven't they? This is just this is a beating.
This is getting very hard to watch. And he gets up once again. Man, I have to say, at what point do you just say stay down
Rocked
and
again. Like,
try to save your health?
wow.
Man, Kevlio putting on a dominant performance. Oh my gosh.
Bobby Black, why aren't you throwing in the card? Like throw in the towel. Too late now. He's knocked out.
And Kevlio with the title. Our heavyweight pro champion of the night.
His first time winning the championship. Congratulations there, Kevlio, on your win. Winning in a huge fashion. Really dominating in those, 3 rounds. Not even a full third round. Congratulations to that. So this is our final score of the night here. It looks like Sugar King's Boxing Club is going to...
I think there's a problem with that score because Bobby Black or Black Crown Boxing took home a belt in that second to last fight.
Oh yeah, so that's gonna jump them up to 9 points. My bad. So ignore the graphic if you would. Your score is gonna be Sugar King's Boxing Club still winning with 12. And then your second place being Pop's Boxing Academy with 11. And then following that is Black Crown Boxing with a score of 9, not the 3 you see on screen. And then Martinez Minkum's Academy also scoring a 3. And just so everybody knows, I'll go over it one last time how we break down scoring. Your scoring, if you win by knockout, that is 6 points. If you win by decision, that is 5 points. If there is a draw, both teams in that matchup will get 3 points assigned to each team. And then if you lose, you just don't score anything. At the end of the day, it has been a wonderful night of broadcasting this matchup here, or this matchup, this night of boxing here in the IBSF. It's been a real one. Be sure, go to the fight card section of the Discord server, make your votes known, and be sure to tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear Bobby Black and Bobby Bangers and maybe Barthius Kevlio. And it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be fun to watch. Be sure you tune in. And then until next time, this is your commissioner, Clayton Cobb, signing off.